Welcome to the Church of His Hockey Holiness Nathan MacKinnon. Avs win over the San Jose Sharks 5-3. In the first period, MacKinnon said, "Let there be goals," and it was good. The first 5 minutes of the game was the usual sloppiness we've come to expect, but around the 5-minute mark, the Avs seemed to pick it up, and there were chances back and forth a bit. But right when the game seems to be settling in, don't sleep on Mac. Landeskog's just going to take a hack at a puck here. It bounces out to Rantanen, who does a great job finding MacKinnon up ice. MacKinnon with the 180 spin towards the near boards. He then charges in on Vlasic and cuts to the middle. Now, from here, he's just gonna do a full-on nutmeg goal. This is Vlasic, too. He's very well known for being one of the best defensive defensemen around, and MacKinnon makes him look like, well, a college player. He also somehow manages to slip it right through Jones. So MacKinnon essentially has the puck on a string and can make it do whatever he wants. Almost immediately after the goal to put them up by one, they get a power play, and after you see that from Mac, you pretty much just say, alright, let's throw him out there again. This time, Mac comes out on the ice in disguise. He's looking a whole lot like Alex Ovechkin. So here's Ovi down in the corner. You're going to see him just kind of slide into his traditional spot as Rantanen's just going to feed back to Gerard. From there, Gerard is going to put it right into Ovi's wheelhouse, and he's just going to do the Ovi thing where he unleashes a missile that beats the goalie. Ovi wears number 8. This is the Avs' 8th win in a row, and then MacKinnon tears off the mask, and suddenly you realize his first name is spelled with an N and the number 8. Illuminati confirmed. Beyond MacKinnon transcending space and time to just do whatever he wants on the ice, that was Sam Girard's 6th power play assist for the Avs, and his 4th after taking over for Tyson Barrie with his injury. So it's clear he's had no trouble slotting in on the offensive side of things for the Avs. With him and Zadorov both cemented in on the left side, the Avs defense has gone from starting this year as a massive question mark to being a definite plus. And the future of our blue line only looks brighter. A bit after that goal, the Avs take a penalty of their own, but they do manage to kill it relatively easily as their PK stays hot. Shortly after that penalty kill, we would get a ringing of the post for the 30th one of those of the season. In the Church of MacKinnon, ringing the post is considered a sign of good luck, so hey, count it. The first on the whole was a relatively even period. The Sharks got 10 shots, the Avs got 9. The possession was pretty much 50-50 all the way down the line. The difference was just that the Avs were capitalizing on their chances and the Sharks weren't. And late in the period, they would manage to do it again with the other line besides MacKinnon's that is allowed to score. This line is just going to do what they do best. Como gets it deep. Nieto with his speed puts on pressure, forcing the puck to get chipped out, but Como keeps it at the line and sends it deep again. This time Nieto receives it cleanly. He has a little bit of space here. He is going to get pressured by DeMello here, but has just enough time to get himself set on his backhand and find Soderberg cutting across the slot, and then he just shows some unreal skill by flipping a sauce pass just barely over DeMello's stick, and Soderberg just puts it home. So you have MacKinnon's line that MacKinnon, Rantanen, and Landeskog just dominate you with skill and talent, and then you have this line, who are all very talented of course, but beyond that they work you to death, get it deep, out-grind you, out-hustle to pucks, and then they make you pay. The 1-2 punch right now is just devastating teams. With that said, everyone on that trade bait line's value is currently about as high as it's gonna get. While the idea of these two lines rolling in the playoffs is nice in theory, if you really sit down and look at this team, are we really a cup contender? There's just no way you can answer that with a yes. How do you become a cup contender? You get assets and sell high. That might not be what everyone wants to hear, but I truly believe that's the best path for the Avalanche. So now it's 3-0 at the end of the first, and the Avs are mighty happy. They do take another penalty near the end of the first, but kill it off through the end of the first and finish the job to start the second. As happens so often with this team, killing a penalty gives them a lot of momentum. They do that at the start of the second, and MacKinnon has decided it's time to appoint his pope. The Avs gain the zone, and Landeskog's just going to do his thing for a while, skating around like a power forward before he defers to Barberio. Barberio's just going to throw it towards the net, and from there we can see the double combo. First, MacKinnon in the high slot. He does manage to just barely touch this puck, and he perfectly tips it right into Rantanen's sweet spot, if you know what I'm saying, and it beats Jones. Let it be known from this day forward, to be appointed the Pope of the Church of MacKinnon, you must score off of your Johnson. It is a true test of faith, and those unworthy may chicken out or suffer some severe consequences. By the way, Rantanen also assisted on both of MacKinnon's goals to maintain a point-per-game pace, so the choice for Pope for Mac was pretty easy. I do want to say you can pretty much throw out most of the stats from this game. For the majority of the game, the Avs had a 2-goal lead, and for well over a period, they had a 3-goal lead. So basically, if you're looking at any stat that doesn't involve score effects or game situation, it might not be super accurate in showing what happened in the game. That isn't to say that San Jose didn't dominate possession for the rest of this game, but it's a lot more okay that they did that when you're up by 4. So the Avs just completely flip this one into cruise control from there. Eventually, they take another penalty about 8 minutes into the second, and this time it's going to burn them, and we would see that the Avs would struggle to stay out of the box. This is a good power play from the Sharks. Vlasic has the puck up top, and he's just going to hold onto it long enough to get Comfort to commit to him. From there, he sends the puck over to LeBanc, and I have to give LeBanc full credit. All night long, he was been given space from the point, and he used it perfectly, always walking in as far as he can before deciding what to do with the puck. In this case, he just throws it on the net. Bernier does a good job to make the initial save, but Johnson just isn't quite quick enough to jump on the rebound here and ends up getting beat to it by Meyer, who then slips it through the 5-hole. For posterity's sake, afterward they reviewed it and decided that the puck did not actually go into the net until the power play was over, so technically that counts as a successful penalty kill, and the Avs are still up by 3. Not the end of the world. After that goal, the Avs do wake up a little bit, and they start getting at least a few chances back the other way. MacKinnon had one fantastic chance at the hat trick, but he just couldn't beat Jones at the end of it. Unfortunately, a chance back the other way would give another power play to San Jose, and they would really start to pour it on at the end of the second. The Avs do get out of the period, but with San Jose pushing so hard and the lead just 3 now, you weren't totally comfortable heading into the third. I even said beforehand, hey, as long as the Avs don't give up an early goal, everything should be fine, but they can't let that happen. I probably shouldn't have opened my mouth. 30 seconds into the third, the Sharks score. MacKinnon's going to lose his footing on the back check here, which leads to a 3-on-2 for San Jose. They easily enter the zone, and a nice cross-ice pass sets up a rebound right in front, and Vlasic, the defenseman crashing as the 4th man in, picks it up and easily slides it past Bernier. Turns out even hockey gods are fallible. You can see MacKinnon let up trying to get back on that one, and Vlasic just pulled away from him, which allowed him to get to that rebound. So now you're thinking, here we go. Sharks have all the momentum. This could be trouble. But the Sharks quickly take a penalty and the Avs get a power play chance. That they do absolutely nothing with, and the Avs know all too well how a good PK can lead to good offensive pressure. Soderberg carries the puck in here for the Avs, and Patrick Nemeth ends up getting caught way too deep on a pinch. Meanwhile, Como also comes down instead of covering back for Nemeth. That leads to a 2-on-1 rush for the Sharks. It's going to be a little bit of a reversal of roles for them here. You have Brent Burns carrying the puck and Joe Thornton on the left side. Burns ends up making a very Thornton-esque pass right through Zadorov, and Thornton just buries it into the back of the net above Bernier. Now see, this is why you just can't kick it into cruise control in professional sports. If the bounces stop going your way, or maybe one bad bounce against, all of a sudden, now you gotta find a way to wake up and kick it back into high gear. The Avs struggled to do that, to say the least. Beyond that, their coasting play caused them to have a parade into the penalty box. Now a 1-goal game, the Avs would take the next 2 penalties and the Sharks would really start to pour it on. But, of course, a hockey god needs his apostles, and Jonathan Bernier would fill the role. In what should have been an easy win for the Avs, they decide to make it extremely tough on themselves, and through the entire third period, Bernier pretty much has to carry the entire team on his back to keep the lead. During the 2 critical power plays the Avs give up, Bernier makes at least 5 or 6 amazing saves. It's unfortunate that that's something the Avs had to rely on to win this game, but boy is it fun to watch Bernier play like that. So Bernier totally bails him out, and finally it looks like the Sharks are running out of gas a little bit, and who else but scoring line number 2 for the Avs to seal it off. Nieto does a good job to read a sloppy neutral zone pass from the Sharks and intercept. From there, it's just a quick up the ice from him and Como. Como carries the puck in on the near side. Nieto's just going to go right to the net as Como pulls up and puts a neat tip on it, and Jones gets caught. If you are interested in trading for Matt Nieto, don't listen to this next part. His stats are a little bit inflated by empty net points. Okay, you can start listening again. Even still, his production as of late has been fantastic. For a long time, it was Soderberg and Como doing the heavy lifting on that line, and Nieto was just kind of an extra body. But across this run, he has really come into his own and been a positive contributor as well. All in all, a W ends up being a W with the Avs winning 5-3, but boy, they made that hard. The biggest thing is they have to stay out of the box. They even took an additional penalty after they'd gone up 5-3 again. 7 penalties is way too many, and I know their PK was great and killed them all, but sometimes the best medicine is to just not force them to PK at all. For stat tracking purposes, the Avs also did hit an additional post in the third period to bring that up to 31. While the MacKinnon and Soderberg lines are both playing fantastic, we're still not getting very much auxiliary scoring out of the other 2 lines. Kerfoot has been putting up some semi-consistent production, and hopefully Comfer coming back into the lineup will join that. But guys like Yakupov, Wilson, and Bork just aren't scoring enough even on this very hot run the Avs have been on. As much as I would like for it to happen, the Avs top 6 can't stay this hot forever. Spreading the workload around a little bit would be nice for consistency, and hopefully if those lines could get scoring, it would take a little bit of the weight off Bernier back there. That is the end of this game video review. Thank you for watching. The Avs have yet another matinee game coming up on Saturday as they play the Rangers. If they do manage to win that one, their go for 10 in a row would be against Toronto and Steve Dangle. So, fingers crossed. I'm Rudo3, and MacKinnon's blessings upon you.